It was a rough work night, but I cleared it. Go and rest, Spacey, if you need to rest. Go, everybody who needs to sleep, please go and sleep, okay? As for Tene, today was gonna be a little bit of a shorter stream as well because I need to sleep early. I have a whole week of D&D up ahead, and it's super early because it's a. I won't give away too much, but it's a program with with young children that I need to run for. So I need to get up super early just to get everything ready, and I'm really afraid that I'm not going to wake up in time. Do all the dungeons. Tanny, do you like needles? Ah, those sound so familiar. What are needles? Needles. Oh, they're the. It's not the squishy toy, right? The squishy toy, the needle, the ball, the cube. Is that it? I have squished toy. I have squished similar things. I don't think I've ever seen a real life needle in person before though. They are squishy. Once in a while I get the urge to squish stuff. But I don't know. I think I'm neutral on needles. Once in a while I get the urge for squishy stuff. Do you like needles? Do you guys like needles? The little squishy ball. Okay, my mom got me one for only £4. Yay! The what color? You work with kids? I not often. No, I used to when I used to be a remedial teacher for a little bit. Uh, I don't usually work with kids. For D&D, it's usually young adults. But this is a special program for kids. So we're gonna get up super early. I and my fellow D&D colleagues. I'm so afraid that I'm gonna fall asleep and not wake up on time because it's really early. I basically have to get up at 6 a.m. every day for this week. And I'm super worried that one of these days I'm gonna sleep past all my alarms. And I don't know, I'm gonna panic. So very much. D&D and T, Dungeons and Dragons and Tenny. How squishy is Tenny? Is that a question I wanna answer? Yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, I think I'm a 6. I think I'm a 6 level of squishy. Hello Ramiro. Also hello Mark. Ito. Isabel's pink and purple waves on the needle. That's awesome. Pink and purple go so nice together. Was that the color you wanted, or did your mom pick it at random? Did they know that those were the colors you would like? Or maybe it's the opposite. Maybe Isabel wants to say, no, I absolutely hate pink and purple. How could my mom not remember? Like the fictional scenario. But how is everybody doing? How has your week been? How has your day been? It's not been so long since we've seen each other, but it always feels way too long in between getting to talk to you guys. The color I wanted, there were only 2 on sale. Then you got super lucky. Have you ever cut open a little squishy toy? Because I've never cut open a squishy toy. I have squeezed a toy until it burst open though. And it was in the D&D studio. There was this little squishy ball. And I was just having a fun time squishing it. And inside it there was this thick white concoction. I assume it's like cornstarch and something else mixed together. I squeezed it just a little bit too hard, and in my hands it popped, and the white squishy insides, the white slimy insides, just went flying in a straight line. Luckily away from me. It didn't directly hit me. It it flew directly towards one of my colleagues. But very luckily, she was just so leaning over in the chair, and it hit directly at the spot that she would have been sitting at if she had been sitting straight. Uh, it was funny, and I had to clean it up. had to clean it up, and we just spent, I think, a few minutes laughing at the absurdity of it that it happened. And it was a really loud pop as well. It wasn't soft by any means. So that's a PSA. Please do not squish your squishies too hard. Sometimes they go pop. And you're gonna have a big mess everywhere that you gotta take care of. So I've been good. That's good, Ramiro. I hope this isn't an appropriate question, but where are you from? I am from the post-apocalypse. I don't really like to say where I am from time zone wise. I know some people know it's not really a super hidden secret, but I just prefer not to say it. But it's okay to ask, and thank you for asking. Uh, but you can just say I'm in the post-apocalypse with all the rats and the little cosmy roaches. And in the post-apocalypse so far, I have managed to find all sorts of things. Dene is from the bunker. In between bunkers right now. Unfortunately, yes. We are in between bunkers waiting for our forever bunker. The bunker that the fortune teller said I'm going to die alone in to be completed. So that I can finally have a proper desk. I can have a proper little space where I can talk to you guys. And fingers crossed, still working towards that proper streaming setup so that we can play more games. We can do all sorts of fun things without us having to worry about things crashing. I miss my chair. I really, it's in storage right now. I miss my chair. But in post apocalyptic news, there have been some new locations in the post apocalypse that I have been exploring, and I've recently found a little place that looks quite interesting. I'll keep you guys updated about it further. I can't say anything yet just because I haven't really gotten around to exploring it, but look forward to some things, guys. They it'll be fun. I promise you that. And if it's not fun, I guess it'll be the last time you ever see me. The post-conflict store has gone in flames. Oh no. It's okay, you still have time to salvage your world. And if the worst does happen, then from from one post-apocalypse to a potential other, it's not so bad. It's not so bad. After the apocalypse is done and you're in the post-apocalypse, then everything is a little bit more quiet if you're into that sort of thing, a little bit more serene, and you get to meet a lot of nice people. Stargazer, hello. I won't be able to offer. That's okay. I'm glad you dropped by anyway. I'm really happy to see you. How have you been? Isabel says my sister has the other one. I also had I had all that had balls in it, and I was squeezing it because of anxiety, and it popped because someone tried pulling it away from me. Oh no! I'm glad that you have a new little squishy to replace your squishy. I hope this one doesn't pop. I heard they're quite firm though, so it should be all fine, right? And worst case, go and get a VTuber mouse pad. That's squishy as well. I've been okay. What about you? I've been alright. It's I really can't wait for the new bunker to happen. So I can't wait for a lot of things to happen. I'll be honest. I'm hoping that everything will sort itself out in due time. But at the same time, I'm not gonna wait for things to be perfect. I'm already starting on a bunch of new things for you guys. One of which is, of course, D&D. I don't know if Freaky is still around, but we are planning out a D&D session that will hopefully happen. I can't promise it'll be streamed just yet. I want to make sure everyone's comfortable first. But if it is streamed, you guys will hear about it. And eventually, I want to bring it out to you guys. And it's going. I miss D&D with you guys. Always questioning my dad. No, you should sleep if it's late for you, isn't it, Freaky? Just alright, why not great? Because I haven't seen you in a super long time, Stargazer. That's why. I might get a VTuber mousepad. This video breaks soon. So thank you for the hydrate, Kawaii. Also, hello, Kawaii. I'm sorry, I really missed your message. Hello. Let me get my bottle. And Ramiro says they're originally from Indiana, USA, but they've been stationed in Okinawa, Japan for the last 5 years. How is Okinawa, Japan? I have been to Japan before, but I want to go back, and I want to go back with friends because it was. Uh, I know that there's people that say Japan has a really strict foreigner policy. You got cause me roach. But they were all really nice when I was there. Um, we there was one point in time where we were rushing to the train station to get to a different part of Japan, and we had these really heavy luggages, and the train conductor or one of the train attendants, they were so nice. He grabbed our bags, carried them up the stairs for us, all the way up, then down to the other platform, and he did it all with a smile. I don't know, maybe he was secretly annoyed. I'm always worried that they're annoyed. But then he was really nice. Hello, Raga. How is Rio? I miss Rio so much. Compliments here too. Oh my goodness. We have so many people coming back again. I'm so happy to see all you guys. Your last streams were I was sleeping though, all of you. That's okay. You need sleep. You need sleep. Please never be ashamed if you guys need to sleep. Alright? I got streams at all different timings for you guys. Getting hydrated. Yes, I'm drinking water. Thank you, Kalai. Papa, I'm going to car boot sale my car. Are you selling from your car or you're buying within your car? But stay safe, Isabel, okay? Getting hydrated. Yes, please make sure you're hydrated. Make sure you're getting enough sleep. Oh, selling. Good luck for your sales. And remember, use the 99 cents trick. Does that actually work on you guys? If you see something that is at 99 cents, does it compel you to buy more? Got too much stuff. I understand. Bye bye, Stargazer. Don't be sorry. Go and rest. Go and have a good night's sleep. I have a theory that Tenny is actually the Sandman because I was trying to get people to sleep. Because I know what it's like not to get enough sleep. And if I'm already so worried about getting up early in the morning, then I'm gonna worry for you guys too. And make sure you guys get to sleep so you can get up super early in time for whatever you need to get up for. Okay? But in future, I probably won't take on such early morning sessions of D&D anymore if I can help it. At least not a whole week of it, because that means I have to sleep earlier. And if I sleep earlier, it means I don't get to stream as much to you guys because I stream at this timing. Okinawa is beautiful. The beaches are beautiful in the springtime, and the people are friendly. Lots of Filipinos and mixed Asian people there too. Lots of military families and cool plazas. Have I been to Okinawa? I might have. When I went to Japan the first time, it was kind of a whirlwind tour. We went to Hokkaido. We went to Tokyo. I think we might have passed through Okinawa. I can't remember if I stayed there because I was quite young. I remember it was really, really nice being there. And I hope to go there again one day. Maybe we'll have a convention there and I'll be able to go and see some people. So, like, yes, maybe I am the Sandman, luring you to sleep. Maybe have you tried rolling a charisma saving throw to resist the urge to sleep? Maybe you need to spec more points into your charisma if that's what you want. Oh, speaking of such a thing, I'm so excited to roll dice with everybody for the first D&D session that I'm playing with everyone. I'm mixed about saying the names of the people I'm playing with because I don't know, they might drop out any second. Maybe I don't want to force an obligation. Oh no, Neoboni is starting early today. Because then it's also dreamy. Don't. No, I just found my rhythm. You can't fluster me out of it right now. What are you doing? What are you doing to Tenny? Hmm? It's you're bad. Bad. Someone spray Neoboni. Da da da. Ah, I pressed the wrong buttons because I'm flustered. Oh god. But yes, I hope. I'm gushing over it so much, but one day, D&D is gonna come back to this place. We have been without D&D for so long. I bet I'm just talking about it is probably making you guys salivate or anxious about the fact that we haven't done D&D in so long. And I want to do D&D. I want to do games. I want to do all the things with you. And actually, what I wanted to ask, I have questions for all of you today. If you're willing to answer them for me. Uh, Firstly, what was your favorite part of D&D with Kenny? Because I want to expand and that okay. Okay, wait, hang on. Let me organize my thoughts. First, let me answer Mark. How long is a campaign? Depends. A campaign could be a whole year. It could be 3 short adventures. It could be 5 short adventures. It really depends. How long is our campaign for the tower? Undecided as of now. But it will go on for at least some time. I might revamp it in some parts, which is the purpose of today. Uh, so as a DM, as a professional DM, as I like to market myself, it is very important to know about what your players like and what your players are into, you know? And this is sort of the thing with being a professional DM is that you have to tailor your style a bit to match what people want. If you're doing a personal campaign, you're doing a home game, you're doing it with friends, you can usually be a little bit more relaxed, you know, you play how you want, but you still let your friends know, like, hey, this is my style, this is what I'm going for. And if it's feet, get new what? And if it's feet, and if it's feet got new what? Sorry, Giovanni. What's that mean? No way I've been to Hokkaido too for a field operation. During a break, we went on a bus tour to Abashiri Prison Museum, a ramen shop, and then Lake please pronounce it, Kusaro, to see the Lausanne Sulphur Mountains. You say you have to know what you like. The mountain was very stinky. Speaking of feet, yes. Did it smell like feet, Ramiro? If your player likes feet, politely remind them that this is don't even know. Call for a break. If your player, this is actually real advice. I'm sprinkling in real advice amongst the memes. If your player says they like feet and they catch you completely off guard, call for a break. Seriously, if you feel shocked or flustered during a DN session, hi Kechi, welcome to the bunker. Feel free to chat, feel free to lurk, but here to give you all your advice about feet and D&D. uh, wait, I'm flustered now. You caught me off guard with the feet again. Okay, if this is serious advice time now. If as a DM or as a player, something in the campaign catches you off guard, whether it's feet, whether it's a very big moment, whether somebody has this has happened before, you know, in public tables, you have a player like they make a very near the edge remark or they cross a line. Please, whether you're a player or a GM, call for a break. You can, this is a game. You can take as many breaks as you want. So just say, hey guys, I think we need to take a break, and then we'll reconvene once we process the idea of feet. You started about feet and got flustered too. I know. It's because feet is okay. Firstly, I want to clarify, and I know in saying this, I run the risk of all of you not believing me. I have nothing against feet. I have nothing for feet. It's a funny joke. But it's such a weird topic, especially in the VTuber space. How did we go from D&D to this? I'm meant to be asking you questions. It's such a weird thing in the VTuber space, and I know a lot of VTubers, they play into it. I'm shy, so I'm really shy. You can, yeah, as you can tell, it flusters me a bit. I know it's a joke amongst a lot of VTuber communities. Sometimes I wonder whether or not to go that far, because it's in some ways I think it's funny. In other ways, I get flustered over these sorts of things. I get I feel Breathe! Breathe, Kevin. I don't think I'm say so. I don't think I'm a say so VTuber by any means. But I'm not the other end of it either. I'm in between and I don't know where to go. So there. There's my thoughts about feet. Hello Gooey. Yellow. Yellow feet? I don't know, maybe one day, maybe for a subathon. And then I came to the stream with zero context and now we're discussing feet. This was not a planned topic for today. Not say so if you say so. But also don't know, say so is I guess if there's YouTube, say so is the exact opposite of that. I don't think I am. I still curse. I still like my streams are 18 plus. We make jokes about feet here and everything. But I don't think I'm fully into the whole lewd VTuberness as much. Again, I'm shy. I'm very shy. Maybe one day I'll be confident enough and I'll make all the weird jokes with you guys. You want to know where clothes? How is that a challenge? Is that a challenge? Well, okay. How about this toggle? No, there's no toggle. I'm sorry. There's no toggle at all. What say so? Say so. I think it's something like innocent. Basically, it's for VTubers. It's coined in the VTubers term. I learned this. It's for the VTubers that don't make lewd jokes. They don't make R18 jokes. They're very family friendly. And you know, there's nothing wrong with being a lewd tuber or a say so VTuber. Pick your poison, basically. This is the same factory that prototype plushie boobs and booty techno. That is true. You see, I'm not a say so VTuber because I have plushie boobs. What is this stream, guys? What's going on? How did we get here? Where did feet come in? You brought in feet. You brought in feet. Plushy tushies, yeah. I do have plushy tushies. They're very squishable. I swear, if I was a YouTuber, then the plushies would be. It wouldn't be as cute, I think. Or maybe they'd be cute to somebody out there. I'm sure at some point in my hopefully illustrious plushie making career, somebody's gonna come to me with a request that I just look at and go, no, not for me. Maybe I can't do this. Maybe I'm. It's like that crossover into furry art. There's that joke there. Did I hear that? I always made a joke when I was a younger artist. Not really the best artist. Still doing alright. I always said, the worst case scenario, if I run out of cash, I'll just become a furry artist. I haven't become a furry artist, but that's a running joke in the artist community. Is if you ever find yourself tight on money, just become a furry artist. That's the way to go. Because the furries are rich. They work hard for their money. I guess as a VTuber, if the worst case scenario happens, guys, and I find myself out on the street without a bunker, then I guess something's gonna happen to the plushies. I'm not gonna say what, because even thinking about it right now is making me a little bit red. I'm sure you have an in-depth imagination that you know what will happen to the plushies in that scenario, if that ever happens. Maybe not even then, I'm not sure. I'm walking everything back. Okay, where was I? This was meant to be a reverse Q&A. I hear the inside joke of all of Swiss furry artists. Fun fact, you know, Markiplier's brother is one of the best furry. Markiplier has a brother? Oh no. You already know. Not gonna read. Furries must be rich with how much they cost, but I think they work hard. I don't know how. I assume that they're all doing it. They're all working very hard. They're all doing it the up and up with they're getting a job. They're working hard for their passions and all of that. So that's nice. I'm glad that fursuit makers are getting paid. And that people can make a living out of this. You see, AI couldn't do this. AI could never replicate this. The furries will be free of AI for the rest of their days. Hopefully. No. So, this was meant to be a reverse Q&A, guys. Not for you guys to interrogate me about feet. Uh, speaking of feet though, you know I have shoes that glow in the dark, but unfortunately you can't see them because it's not dark right now. But they do glow. Then you ask us, okay, right, Mark, thank you. Keep me on track. Eto. So, this is the thing that a lot of DMs do, or most professional DMs do, is they will ask the players like, what are the parts you enjoy most about D&D, so that we can cater to you a bit more. Uh, and if we can't cater, we'll just tell you, you know. So you usually my players would say things like, oh, a lot of them they say they're in the middle road. They like combat and role play balance. Other people go, oh, I love the role play a lot. Other people like, I'm a full combat, a D&D person, D&D. I'm full combat. Just throw monsters at me. I don't care about the story at all. Keep me on 1 HP at all times. Or try to. And then you also get people that I'm trying to think. I'm trying to go through my memory banks. They'll say they'll say that, oh, I like fantasy, or I like detective stories, or I like stories with a lot of politics and intrigue, and people lie to me, just lie to me, GM, and I'll figure out what's the right setting for it, or the right way to go ahead. I guess there's a variety of options like equipment and abilities. Yeah. Uh, I usually like action-paced campaign and a few horror sessions just to switch it up. I know zero stuff about DMD, just me larping a little. That's okay. So I will ask you guys. Sorry, I bet. What am I doing? I'm getting too much into like this is a table when this is a whole group of people. So, if you never played D&D before, but you have played things like Pathfinder or Call of Cthulhu, then it's somewhat similar. The combat is similar, closer to Pathfinder. But anyway, if you aren't sure what you like, that's completely fine. You pull from the knowledge that you have of yourself already. Okay, so what I wanted to ask you guys is, what are the things you like most about the D&D sessions that we have played together, or the D&D sessions that you have played with other people, or if you have not done either of these things, then just tell me, what do you like about storytelling, you know? Or what do you like about games? Do you like combat and fighting and being on edge? Do you like the story and role playing and being able to make choices? For us, or FNAF reference. Da, 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 da. Um, I'm hyper today, and I think it's because I'm anxious about having to sleep early, which isn't good. But the chaos. Is it having a lot of options? I'll give you a few things you can reference from. Do you like the puzzle solving? Because we've done puzzle solving, and what is it you like about the puzzle solving? Is it because it's difficult, or because there's options? Like, what kind of puzzles do you like? It's a very open-ended question, but I want to know from you guys, what do you like about the games that we've played so far? I'm a Souls-like fan, so on the battle where you're on edge. Ooh, you might be into combat, Mark. Thank you for the pat meteorite. Hello. Don't worry, Freaky. I will be asking you all of this in our session 0 as well. Whenever that may be, planning it. Fingers crossed. Hello, Meteorite. Meteorite. So, for you and for everybody who's watching, what is your favorite part of D&D 10A? Or your favorite part of D&D? Or just like, what do you like in games? So, by the way, Mark, if you're into Souls-like, combat might be for you, but it is turn-based, so it's a different kind of combat. If you're into numbers and power gaming, it's definitely for you. But weirdly enough, if you like the feeling of being on the edge and always tense and always wondering what's gonna happen next, you might actually be into roleplay heavy games. Because there are moments in D&D, especially horror roleplay games, where you always feel like you're on the edge of your seat. Hello, Super! Welcome! I played D&D a handful of times, I mentioned before. I once did a pirate slash buccaneer themed campaign. It was a lot of fun, and somehow we kidnapped a hobbit and made him an honorary parrot. Please don't turn your hobbits into parrots in real life. But it's amazing. And by the way, if you want to tell us more about your D&D, please go to the Discord and tell us all about the D&D campaigns that you have been in. Maybe I'll open up a new chat for just D&D stories. I don't know. I'll see. I'm trying to get the Discord to be active still. Doing my best. Okay. So the chaos is one thing. I wanted to ask, do you guys like the puzzles, or are you big puzzle fans? Do you like using your brain to solve things? Did you prefer when it's more action combat based? Because I want to tailor D&D our D&D streams to sort of match what you guys like. I haven't played you, but roleplay is more than combat for me. Okay, Tilly. I've heard you. I like the puzzles. Meteorite is very smart in solving the puzzle. I thought, uh, the do you like when we played the back rooms? Where it was, I'll give you guys context. During my subathon, we did play a backrooms version of D&D, but it was a bit different. Basically, you had to choose between two different doors, and sometimes the door was nice, and sometimes the door was really bad. And once you entered that door, you would have to do different things in order to escape into the next door. Did you guys like that, or did you prefer it when it's more freeform? And you can make other choices like licking the wallpaper for 5 hours straight, which is what chat did, is what you guys did in the first level of the back rooms. Every time we had a vote, everybody just wanted to lick things. You lick the wallpaper, you lick the floor, you tried to lick the ceiling, you couldn't reach the ceiling. Thank goodness the clue was on the ceiling when you tried to lick the ceiling. I used to be a combat maniac. When you learn more about D&D, there's so much more you can do than combat and rules. In the end, everyone having a good time is the first priority. That is right. What are we doing? Playing Doctor Who? We're gonna play D&D in future. Not today, because today is sewing. But I want to bring back our D&D streams, guys. And the first D&D stream we're gonna bring back is gonna be something a little bit special. So I haven't fully sorted it out yet, so I want to hear from you guys, your feedback. What is the kinds of things that you like? Also, yes, when you play D&D, the first time you play it, right? If you're completely new, don't be shy to not be sure about things, or to make not really mistakes. You can't really make mistakes in D&D unless you read the rules wrong. It's more of, let me tell you guys a story. Let me segue a bit. Let me hop off into a different section for a bit. When I was playing with a group of newbie players, they had played a bit of D&D before, but they were relatively new to it, and I was one of their first full campaign DMs. They were a beautiful group. They gelled together so fast. One of them hadn't played D&D since first or second edition, but he dived into it so quick. Another one of them two of them were like new, and then after they played my session, they came back for other sessions with other players, which I'm so happy to hear. And one of them was one of my colleagues that jumped in, and he was really nice because he told me that he learned a lot from me during the games, which was really sweet. Also, it was nice because he would also have to go back to the D&D studio, and he had a car. And so when I need to go back, I can just carpool with him, so I can avoid having to take the bus. Anyway, sorry, segueing. They were completely new, and one of my favorite fights that they had was with an owl bear. Here's the thing, they didn't actually defeat the owl bear, and they also didn't get defeated by the owl bear. It was a random encounter, and they were trying to save someone from the owl bear. They managed to grab the poor kobold. The kobold was already gone, but that's for plot reasons. They grabbed the kobold, and the wizard was able to cast sleep on the owl bear. And once the owl bear fell asleep, there was this moment where it was, if I can snap so you can hear it, it was like that, where the entire group looked at each other and they went, "Hey, can we just leave the fight? I mean, owl bear's asleep, can we just go?" And I looked at them and I just said, "Yeah, you can leave. The owl bear's asleep. Is you roll stealth, as long as you're stealthy, you'll get out of there." And they all rolled stealth, they all passed, they all walked away. And that moment is so insignificant in the greater scheme of like story and plot, and like most other D&D players, they're like, yeah, that's a normal thing. But for this new group of people, I saw it in their eyes. They all looked at each other and they went, "That's so cool. That's so cool. We don't need to fight. We can just avoid combat. We didn't have to fight. We really had a range of choices. We were. They didn't say this, but to me, it's like they were clever enough to cast this sleep spell, and they were clever enough to realize that this is a fight that they can just walk away from. And I think it was that moment where I saw them all start to blossom as players, because they really realized that they can do anything, that they had the ability to make any choice that was available to them in D&D. That was just so beautiful, because after the session had wrapped up, that was the only thing they could talk about for a while, and it was just so sweet. You don't get to see these things in experienced players because it's usually things they expect. But for these new players, it was like a whole new world that opened up for them. And they were amazing for the rest of the campaign. Also, good night, Silfern. Sleep well. Gonna go sleep. Oh, please sleep. Please sleep, Silfern. Surprises, you open a box and it's full of snake or water gun that shoots bullets and come back. Ooh, alright. Surprises, I will keep that in mind. Surprises, chaos, puzzles. It's all good feedback. Licking the walls, yes. Actually, I want to hear from you guys. For those of you who have played D&D, or for those of you who have played games, what is the moment where you realize that anything is possible? Because DMs always tell you it's possible, right? But I think players don't really realize that until they do something that wasn't an option on the table, and they realize that, oh, it really is possible. Or if you've played video games before, what is a moment in a video game where you realize that you had more power in your choices than you first thought? I mean, the most obvious example is Baldur's Gate 3, right? But I'm sure there's other role-play games out there where you realize that you can make a choice that isn't usually so obvious, but it still interacts with the world and reacts with it. So I would love to hear those kinds of stories from you guys, and it will help me figure out D&D with all you guys. When you manage to get out of a situation with a planned solution just pull out of you, but on the moment. I think that's the perfect framework, Mark. That's true of I think a lot of campaigns. But yeah, so that's the sort of thing that you guys like, right? When we play D&D here, is able to make choices. Do you like? Here's a question. Do you like the voting system? Because usually when we play D&D, I pull up a poll and we all vote on it. Would you prefer instead to... I know there's another system where they just pick a user from the chat and they take that user as the player for the time being for a short while. Or do you prefer I just read chat and whatever the first thing I see, I put it down? I love finding goofy synergies with skills to make something dumb or unconventional to a viable option. Yes, Giovanni, you told me you haven't played D&D as much, right? Or you're still looking for people to play. You can do that in D&D. It takes some creativity. With combat, the rules are a little bit... It's a bit more written down, because combat is tough. But you can definitely make things happen. I'll give you an example, and maybe you can use this, is create water, and then if you are able to cast another spell, or you synergize with a different wizard or warlock or sorcerer in your party, you can have them freeze the water, and then you've got ice. or you electrify the water. Hello, Alex Phantom. Hello, Raiders. Welcome to the stream. Hello, I am Tene, your D&D loving plushie making post-apocalyptic alien over here. How was your game? You're playing Minecraft. What were you doing in Minecraft? Hello, Raiders. I'm just chatting a little bit before I delve into turning a VTuber into a plushie, which is what I do on this channel. I talk about D&D and I turn VTubers into plushies. Hello, Alex. How was the game? Thank you so much for following. Nice. Sorry, let me see. I always avoid looking up builds in games because I like the process of finding out what works in the way I can find. Oh, we've hit 360 followers. Thank you so much. It's always so nice to meet more people. I have to ask, just some maintenance things really. Taking care of your base and all of that. I have to ask you guys, it's super important. To all my lovely new Cosmi Roaches that have come in, do you guys play D&D? Because we talk about D&D so much. So it's a problem. I bit my tongue. Ouch. It's a problem. We talk about D&D so much. And if you are not into D&D, would you like to be? Did I convince you to come into the world of Dungeons and Dragons and be an absolute nerd with me? Let's go, person that plays D&D. I want to get into it, my partner. You should. You should. Um. Okay. Sorry, my brain froze a moment there. Not only do I love D&D, I am a professional DM when I'm not streaming here. And one thing I do on this channel is I play D&D with chat. Now, we haven't played it for a while because I've been super busy, I've been relocating, I'm still in the process of relocating, so we haven't been able to play it for a while. But I want to bring it back to the channel. And I've been asking chat, and now that there are new people here, and of course everybody that has played with me before, I want to know, what's your favorite part of D&D? What is it that you like about D&D? Because I would love to take what I've done with people before and, you know, tailor it to you guys as well. For those of you who are new, the way I play D&D is usually chat is controlling a singular character and then voting on the actions of what a character should do. I'll give you an example. The last time we played D&D, we were in a backrooms inspired D&D. And chat was trying to look for a secret passage to escape level 0 or level 1. Sorry. I think it's level 1. I'm sorry, I'm not up to date on my backrooms lore. They're trying to escape the first level. And can you newcomers, can those who are new guess what what chat did for the entirety of, I think, half an hour on the first level of the backrooms D&D? They spent, I think, at least half an hour just licking everything. They licked the wallpaper, they licked the floor, they tried to lick a monster, and somehow that worked. Thankfully, they tried to lick the ceiling. They couldn't lick the ceiling, but it made them look up to where a clue was. But they were just licking everything. I don't know why. I didn't introduce licking. It just happened. But that's usually how I run my D&D sessions. You control singular character, you guys give me suggestions, I put up a poll, you vote, and then I tell you what happens next. But I want to know, do you think this is a good system so far? Like, for those of you who have experienced it, or those of you who are imagining it right now, they invented their own monster. They were the monster all along. Yeah, I want to hear from you guys. Do you like that kind of thing? Or would you prefer instead I just read chat and I do whatever the first person says, or I pick someone from chat and they control the character for a while before it changes reins to somebody else, kind of like how Doug does it? If you haven't watched Doug, he's a very funny guy, and he did do D&D with chat before. I personally enjoy exploring and making hilarious memories with friends. This campaign sounds hilarious. I like this kind of idea. So I can't believe I haven't made this link. But if you guys want to check out my videos on playing D&D with people before, let me shill a bit. I'm gonna get the YouTube link of the video that I posted up. If it will load. It's loading really slowly. Okay, I'll get you that link though. I thought you played through this Discord via voice chat. Thank you, Alex. I'm really energetic today, and I don't know why. Usually I'm quite mellow, I think, but I'm trying my best to be more energetic for you guys. Eto. Thank you so much. You're very sweet, and thank you for raiding. And if you need to raid and rest, please go ahead. Take care of yourself, okay? So, let me find the video of me playing D&D with chat for you guys. I'll just put it into the chat here so you guys can watch it in your free time. And in about 15 minutes, we'll continue this conversation, but I will do some sewing so that it's not just me yapping the whole time. Because I do want to continue sewing the plushie that we have on our roster now. There you go. So this is the link. This is a link to the first ever D&D we played with chat. This is the highlights here. It's very scuffed because although I am a professional DM, I don't usually DM online. So this is sort of a whole new world for me. I'm very glad to play with you guys, and you guys are excellent players. So far, feedback I've gotten is synergies, things with synergies, roleplay, chaos, of course. Not a lot of combat. Do you guys like combat a lot? I know combat is a bit tricky because we have to sort of dumb down things for chat, so it's not as complex as the actual D&D system. I also saw making memories. Of course, that will always happen. Combat is cool. Mm. Oh, you guys want more combat? Less combat? We haven't done as much combat. Did you guys like the pets? What about Gamba? Gacha? Oh, the Gamba. Yes, yes. The surprises. Yes. I will keep that in mind as well. Good night, Spacey. Everyone, please wish Spacey a good night. Good night and sleep well, okay? Yes. Let me drink some water before I kill my own voice. Okay. I'm hydrated. So, I think I'm gonna continue this conversation, but what I'm going to do is let's take like a 12-minute break. I mean, like gambling, double or done. That is true. Gambling is fun. I could introduce a randomizer at some point. It won't be for every campaign, but there will be a little bit of a randomizer in certain places perhaps, and you can see if you get a good result or not. I'll leave it up to fate. I won't decide things like that. Uh, I want to ask you guys more questions, but like I said again, let's take a 12-minute break. I'm gonna set up the plushie sewing for you guys. Bye bye, Alex. Please have a good rest. Thank you so much for coming by and coming into the bunker with all your lovely. What do you call your chat? Please let me know. Yeah, I'm gonna set up the plushie making now, and we'll come back in a little bit, and then we'll continue our discussion because I got a whole lot more questions to ask you guys. But right now, go and take a break, go and get some rest, go and hydrate, and we will be right back. All right? All the ghosties and all the souls out there, please take a little rest as well. Okay, I'll see you guys in a bit. Bye bye. Okay, I won't leave you guys too long in the lurch. What? Hello. Let me get this set up for you guys. Hope you guys got hydrated on the little bit of a break that we had. What? Hang on. I have to unlock my camera because it is locked. Okay. Let's see. Okay, we're live. I'm gonna flashbang. Flashbang. So, for for anyone who might be new, I, in addition to doing D&D, I also turn VTubers into plushies because plushies are cute, and I think VTubers, you know what? Some VTubers, they can go their entire career and they're never gonna get a plushie. So I want to make a plushie for them. And I just like gifting people stuff. I like giving people things and seeing how happy it makes them. So before we get into log, which is what we're going to do for today, of course here is Jiggy Jiggles. He's the other plushie that we're also working on right now. So I still have to sew on his ponytail. It's not been sewed on. I've been busy, but I have a new schedule, so hopefully everything will be going along smoothly. Sexy emo fox. He's a badger. He's a sexy emo badger boy, Mark. Gotta get it right. Gotta get your sexy emo boys right. Well, yeah, I had a fun time making him. He has been the plushie that's taking me the longest, not because it's particularly difficult, just because every time I try and make him, something in my life blows up. Something happens in my life that stops me from focusing on him. But finally, we're getting him done. I will slowly be doing him up. The next time you see him, I might finally have his hair all done. Fingers crossed. Alright, so that's Jiggy. Ad can't stop me, I've capitalism. Okay, but that's Jiggy. Who we're actually going to do today is not Jiggy. It is actually another VTuber called, let me get that picture up. And oh, so big. AnActualLog. Ta-da! Also, good night everybody who went to sleep in the meanwhile. So let me give them a shout out as well. Please go check them out. They are at Offkai. I saw some one of their tweets. They're at Offkai this year, and they look nice. They look like they're having fun. So this is what we have so far. He was way chunkier because I sewed too little of him, so it was actually like this big before. But now he is slimmed down, a little bit smaller, and we've got all the details in the eyes. Even though his eyes are simple, I hope that I was able to capture a lot of the detail in them. Yeah. I like this eye a bit better than this eye, I'm not going to lie. It's always the second eye you do that turns out better than the first. But for today, what we're going to do is firstly, let me zoom in on the log. Oops. Okay, zoomed in on the log. Gonna make him. So we're gonna do a little bit of his top here. You can see that this section here is sort of chipped a little bit. So we're going to sew that in with just this extra tan piece of felt. We're gonna sew that down. We're gonna try to do a bit of his line with embroidery. And if there's time, then we're going to do his bottom as well. Alright, but if there's no time, that's more than okay. We'll at least try and do the chip and the embroidery here. Like I said, this stream might be a bit shorter just because I really need to sleep early. So I'm trying my best not to sleep too late. So I'm just gonna cut off a corner that we'll be able to use. Alright, make sure that that is able to fit. It's quite nicely. It's a little bit lighter. I don't really have a darker color, unfortunately. But I think that's okay. We have to take a bit of artistic liberties with plushies. I could use the same one. Actually, let me test. Let me test and see. Does the same color inside? No, it just looks like he's dented rather than chipped. So yeah, I will go with this color. So we're going to take our needle and our brown thread, which is right up here. We've got this lovely brown thread. But hopefully when I sew it this time, you're not going to see the seams on this one. Hang on, let me change the category that we're supposed to be. We're meant to be makers, no longer just chatting. So, alright, all done. Okay, so while I'm doing this, of course I'll talk about the plushie. I'll talk about more things. I think I need to buy more stuffing for him because he came out so big. He's coming out really big. So I definitely gotta get, I think, more stuffing for the boy. Hello, Mr. Evil, Dr. Pouchhouse. Hello, how are you? Welcome to the stream. We are just about to get started on sewing on a little bit more of our plushie log. This is from AnActualLog. that's their username, not from a tree. I thought. And yeah, please go check them out. They are our first ever plushie commission, and I'm so happy to have people asking for plushies. But while I'm sewing them, I would like to continue to ask you guys the previous question. What kind of things did you like about D&D, and what kind of things would you want to see in an online D&D played with all of you? Also, because I'm hoping that I can play D&D with a group of friends, or hopefully friends. I want to be friends with them through D&D. If it's streamed, what I want to know is how do you guys want to be able to interact with it? And how do you want to be able to mess up their day? I've already gotten a list from the last time we talked about this. I would like to hear more from you. Like, what are the sort of things that you would like to be able to have in chat that would potentially mess up how their game is going? Hello, Shogmatic. How are you? Good. I am sewing as always. Where's my scissors? Here they are. So we'll put all these aside for the time being. And we'll focus on just sewing this little part here. And the way we're going to do it is we're gonna line up the top and we're going to flip it. And we're gonna actually sew it down here before we flip it on the inside. Where's my pins? There we go. As a small segue from D&D though. I know we're segueing from D&D. As a small segue from D&D though. I do want to ask as well. Today is a questionful day for all of you. Is what other kind of crafts would you like to see from Tenny? You know? I love plushies. Plushies will always be a part of this. But what other things would you be interested in seeing me make? Or what other things would you be interested if I put out commissions for? Would you like tiny plushies like this big? Or head plushies? Lego? I'll sell Lego and I say I made it. And then I'll get sued by Lego Switzerland. Or Lego is Norway, right? Lego Norway. Little plushie Legos? Plushie, are they legally distinct? Am I able to create plushie Legos for you all without Mr. Big Lego coming after me? Is that a thing? Let's pierce it here. So some of the options I can give are tiny plushies. See me make and just put Lego. I would love to see you make Lego. I would actually like to see. Can you have a time lapse? Do you have a time lapse of your Lego making that you can post up? I thought. But yeah, what sort of things would you like me to make for you guys? Of course, if we stay in the realm of plushies, there are tiny plushies that I could make. A way to sort of get more people that want to make plushies of, but in less time consuming. I of course could make keychain plushies, so they're plushies the size of a keychain. I could make this is still in the realm of plushies. And again, just the head of the VTuber if we don't want the body. Eto. What else? I could sew things. I could do a cross stitch of a VTuber as well. If you guys are interested in that. I feel like cross stitching is a bit less interesting than plushies though. Because it doesn't look that fun on camera. It's just the same thing over and over. It's a relaxing activity. It's fun, but not fun for an audience. Toto. What else is there that I could make for you guys? There's a lot of things. I don't think I want to get into building Lego just because it's expensive. It's fun, but it's an expensive hobby to get into. And once I get into things, I really get into them. I become obsessed. Just like I am with plushies. Thank you, Mark. So yeah, that's some things I've been thinking of. Whenever I've been speaking for a long time, my voice sort of softens and I go from boy mode to girl mode. Whenever I talk for a long time, I just lose my voice. You could do character embroidery out on a handkerchief. I've been thinking about doing embroidery, but tiny ones. I just want to tell you guys, if I do embroidery, I will probably be following a pattern that I create. There's a very lovely little website that lets you put whatever picture you want inside of it, and it generates a little plushie pattern. Not plushie pattern, sorry, embroidery pattern. So when you see me making it here, it's gonna look amazing. It's gonna look like I'm doing it from scratch. The truth is, I'm not. I'm following a pattern. I'm not that good. I have asked some VTubers whether they'd be okay if I did embroidery of them. And I do have a few of them on the list right now. So when I get all my things back, because my embroidery stuff is in the storage of the old bunker. When I get my embroidery stuff back, yeah, I can definitely consider embroidering on stream for you guys. But small ones, or else it'll take way too long. Full on embroidery, and I have embroidered like big pictures before. They take a long time. They take a really, really long time to do. Some of them I'm still not finished with. That's how long they're taking. But small little chibis, small little cute things. You're putting a lot of time work to get it done. It's relaxing. It's quite fun in my mind. It just takes a while, and you don't always have time for it because there's so many other things you gotta take care of in life. You're really sweet, Giovanni. Yes, please check out the video because I've replied to you there already in case you haven't seen. I could make little... I was gonna say origamis, but I'm not good at origami. I don't have the patience to just gently fold the paper. I think I would want to come up with my own design as well, which I don't have the brain cells for. But it's good to know what you guys like, so in future we can do more of those kinds of streams. Because I'm having a fun time regardless of whatever I do with you guys. Oh, this string is like entangled. Oh no! Hang on, let's see if we can detangle it before it becomes too taut. Wow. Why you gotta do me like that, string? It's teasing me. It's halfway loose and halfway knotted. What? What's going on? What's going on with this tree? Okay, it's clear. Ow! I pricked myself. Thank you, Navani. Okay. and then we'll flip this bit over, and you can sort of see it is resting on top. So we're gonna do this side as well, but because we can't really fold it over, we're just gonna be very, very careful and try to ladder stitch it, which should make a relatively invisible looking stitch. I'm recommended of genre of music before I do my usual watch for a tiny bit of thing. Sure, you can recommend something. But thank you so much for dropping by, Shockmatic. Side note. Speaking of, now that we've sort of calmed down a little bit, speaking of things like building things and embroidery for VTubers, Gamling Gong Gete. Okay, I'll write that down and I'll take a glance of it when I can. Let me copy paste it somewhere. Okay, I've got it. Okay. So now that we have calmed down a little and we're into the plushie making portion of everything. And speaking of embroidering and sewing and all the things that will mostly still be of other VTubers. What do you guys think about Off-Kai this year? Because I haven't learned about it for very long. It is a convention for VTubers that is somewhat, I think, ran by VTuber enthusiasts, or it keeps changing every year. I'm not too sure. But I've heard about Off-Kai, and I haven't known about it very, very long. I really want to go to it after seeing everybody post about the fun time they're having, and VTubers are doing this really fun thing where they're going there and they're looking for whether artists have made merch of them, and they're just collecting all of their merch and bringing it back. And I think that's a little goal that I want to have. I want to be able to go to Off-Kai, and I'm gonna hope that somebody will have made a little. I'm gonna hunt merch of myself because I'm a narcissist. I'm gonna hunt merch of myself and see what I can find. And see, you know, if there's anybody that decide to make merch of Tenny. Because that'll be very sweet. It will be one of my measures of things are going well if people have made merch of me. Okay. Not too bad. We might reinforce it one more time. I can't help but fantasize about how fun it would be in the future, going to Off-Kai and maybe being able to meet with some VTuber friends there, or maybe even going with one of my few friends now. And I haven't been to many conventions in my life, really. So it's probably one of the, I can count on my hands how many conventions I've been to, and it's less than 5. So this will be one of the conventions I can put down on my list that I've finally gone to when I go to it. And it might be the first convention I go to with hopefully somebody else. Because all the other conventions I've gone to alone. I've not had anybody to go with me, unfortunately. Everybody always gets too busy, or they got their own groups, which is fine. Or I just don't know enough people. I've never been to a con myself because I'm antisocial, but I do think it'd be fun to do a cosplay once. You should, Neil Borden. And I think cosplaying helps because it makes you feel. This is the worst way to put it. It makes you feel like not yourself. And sometimes that gives you a little boost in confidence to meet with people. And it's also really nice when somebody asks if they can take a picture of your cosplay. Uh, you know, just it's just nice to be recognized in that kind of capacity. It's less scary because you're in a cosplay. Everyone's in a cosplay. Uh, so it's not so scary if somebody asks to take a picture of that. They're taking a picture of the cosplay. Yeah, we got a little chip. Textured. Ooh. This should be hopefully a little bit more. It should be a little bit more sturdy once I sew down the embroidery. And let's look at this log fully again just so we can know where all of the lines are. And I'll go over them in chalk again. Where's my chalk? Where's my little chalk duster? Thought it was there, but it's not. Hang on. Yeah, I might have to stand up for this to see where it's gone. Yep. That's strange. Ow. I don't see it. I don't see it anymore. I've lost my chalk duster. Oh no. It's probably somewhere around amongst the layers of cloth. That's okay. We can use a pencil. It'll all wash off the same. So, from what I see of this plushie, he's got a line over his eye here. So there's one line here. The crack, of course, has a little bit of it coming down, and of course in the middle as well. It's hard. I heard a good employee was hard to find, and it went to his best hiding spot. I heard a good employee was hard to find. I don't know where it's gone. It's probably somewhere around. There's always a bunch of stuff just strewn around during plushie making. It's a bit messy. So there's a line that comes down here as well. I'm assuming it goes probably most of the way down. And one smaller one next to it. And then there's another line that comes sort of under the eye, but it's shorter than the rest. And there's a big one here. Okay, just so that we know where the lines of everything are. And there's one here as well. Okay, we'll put aside our needle for the time being. And let's get our embroidery thread. Which I think I'm going to use this one, or maybe a smidgen darker. I think this looks nice. And I'm gonna drink a bit of water because my voice is going a little. There we go. Okay. Let me sort out everything around here. Grab an embroidery needle. Hello, Angel. It's AnActualLog. That's the name of the VTuber whose design we are turning into a plushie right now, live for all of you to see. Once more, I am taking suggestions for new plushie things that I can make today or make in the future. If you like small plushies or just a plushie head, or you give me ideas. You give me ideas. I will follow them. I must say though, I'm really happy with this design, with AnActualLog's design, because it's nice to do a plushie that's just a little bit simpler every now and then. gives a line up here. I nearly missed. It's relaxing. I don't have to worry about too many overcomplicated details. And what we're going to do is for this little guy, I think he will take maybe 4 streams maximum. Because today we're gonna do the embroidery on him. Then we are going to let me think. We're gonna do the embroidery. Then the next stream we might be sewing his top and bottoms on. Because I need to go and get more stuffing as well for this little guy. He's gonna take a lot more stuffing. I don't think I have enough. And then finally, last but not least, his branch and his clothing. Because he does wear clothing. So yeah, this stream is embroidery. Next stream will be the body. And then final stream should be all the clothing getting sewn on. If I can even get the embroidery started here. Why is it so hard to thread? Okay, we got it. Alright, let's try creating him. Or try adding in the lines. Shouldn't take too long. By the time we're done, that might be the end of the stream. Because again, I have to wake up super early tomorrow. Do you guys have tips for how to wake up early? For how to wake up earlier in the day? Because I could really use them. I don't mind if you guys have tips and tricks on how to wake up early. The things that I do is I usually make the room as uncomfortable as possible so that I don't sleep for long in comfort. Because if it's hot and if it's all muggy, have a breakfast you want to eat, but that doesn't really get me out of bed though. I still if because I feel cozy in sleep. I like sleeping. Tea leaf. I like falling asleep and not getting up. And I worry I'll sleep through alarms. So I gotta set my alarm really, really loudly. And also when I sleep I have to have this feeling of like, yeah, okay, you're gonna sleep, you're not gonna sleep too deeply. I have one of those alarm clocks that violently shakes the bed. Maybe I need those. Or I just need it to be extra loud. Me and my 14 alarm clocks. I set multiple alarms, but sometimes I sleep through all of them. And it hasn't been a problem so far because I've not had to go anywhere super early. Most of my days, I still wake up at a decent time. And then most of my D&D sessions are scheduled for the night anyway. I'm a night owl by trade. So I'm so worried about having to wake up super early. I'm so worried that tomorrow I won't wake up on time. That I will have a heart attack. I don't know what to do. But I guess I just gotta make it through this week. I gotta make it through this week, this early riser week. And then my sleeping schedule can go back to normal, sort of. And I have to make sure that I sleep super early. And the thing I'm worried about is even if I sleep super early, what happens if I still fall asleep? Like what happens if I'm so cozy, I don't wake up even after sleeping very, very early. It's a troublesome thing. I don't regret taking on this extra work, but it's gonna have me so anxious in the middle of the night. I do actually have my friends fake break into my house and wake me up very effective. All my friends are too far away. They all live too far away. And nobody that I currently reside with is an early riser. In fact, they're all late. If anything, I'm the earlier one out of all of them. But still, I still have trouble waking up on time sometimes. Once in a while I can. Once in a while it's not so bad. Can you guys fake break into my bunker and wake me up at 6 a.m. tomorrow and for the rest of this week? That would probably help, right? That would help get me out of the house in time because it's more than half an hour to travel to where I need to get to. So that's why I need to wake up extra early. So I need to sleep extra early, even though I am a night owl by trade. By virtue of streaming, I'm just a night owl. Ah, hello, welcome to the bunker. Are you having fun listening to me whine about not being able to wake up on time for things? Install a hydraulic piston on one side of the bed on the time that slowly rolls you off the bed. I've fallen asleep editing videos though. I feel like I don't know if I'm a deep sleeper. I don't think I am, but I don't think I'm a light sleeper either. It's definitely somewhere in between. I've learned to sleep through light because sometimes my previous bunker, my room was on a very low floor and it was facing this little common area where people will often have barbecues or host gatherings. So oftentimes their light would shine into my window, and now I have learned to sleep even when it is totally light outside. But I still like staying in total darkness. Hello, welcome to the bunker. Feel free to chat, feel free to lurk, but overall feel free to have a good time. And if you have any tips for how to wake up early and on time and not panic, then please let me know how. I think my anxiety over this will only subside once I get past this week. Hold on, I'll switch to the Twitch account. Okay, Angel. This entire week is 6 a.m. wake ups. If I can get through this entire week, I wish I had discipline of my colleagues, because it's not just me. I have a few other colleagues that are also waking up for early to do this event, but they're not worried because they're all former military. They're former military, so they say, "Oh, we're used to getting up on the clock." Oh, maybe I should have joined the army. I should have joined the army, then I wouldn't have this problem. I would have many other problems, but not this one. Oh, let me stitch this. Okay. Oh no, it came out. Ouch. Let me thread this back in first, then we'll continue chatting, guys. If I wake up late, I will definitely come crying to you guys. You'll see me on stream, and they just uh, uh I sound incredibly unprofessional right now. As a professional DM, you should be there on time. You should be there on time. Or actually, you should be there earlier because you gotta set up stuff. But it's okay. It's okay. I will get through. I gotta be confident. I gotta be confident that I will be able to wake up on time and everything will be fine. Hello. Oh, that's so. What kind of plush are you making? If you don't mind, you can share in the Discord. Let me shout out the Discord again. Oops. I'm so glad we're making plushies together. I'm sorry if we gotta end a bit early today though, if I end earlier than you finishing your plushie. Because I'm just paranoid. I thought about letting the stream go on for 3 hours, but it's late in the night right now, and I'm just thinking, what if that's not enough time? What if I have to go even earlier to bed to wake up? What if my own comic carries? Ah, you have a comic? Oh, please do share in the Discord, because Twitch doesn't like links, and also one of the rules here is no advertising. So I got to enforce it even when I'm interested. But please, please do share in the Discord if you're able, and feel free to just talk about making comics or art stuff in the Discord. We just like hearing people chat about their creations. Also, thank you, Mark. Thank you. You're really kind. I will let you know if I manage to make it. But you might get a lot of sleepy streams from Tenny for these next few days, just because I will be working up super early, and sometimes I will be working super early and then very late into the night. Unfortunately, but this is the bed I've made, so I have to lie in it now, and I will have to lie in it very soon so that I can wake up in it just as soon. The room is very nice now, but I'm going to make it uncomfortable so that I will wake up on time. It's one of my new comics though. It's not published yet. Oh, but yeah, you have old comics. You have old comics you can show off to people. I like reading comics. They're fun. Let me get this stitch. Oops. Thinking about it. I think they're fine. My first time doing tree lines on the tree, so shouldn't be too hard on myself here. So, let me finish this off. By the way, guys, it's been super long since I've told you guys about the PayPal saga. So let me do a small recap for what has happened in the PayPal saga. I've been trying to switch my PayPal account to a business account. This was about maybe 2 months at this point. It was 2 months back. I decided to switch up to a business account because it provides better anonymity services. And when you switch your account, when you change your account, they require you to send in documents to make sure that you're who you say you are. All right, standard things. That's no problem. The issue is that I didn't have a registered business, so I submitted the documents. They came back to me. The first time they came back to me, they said, "Oh, we forgot to submit the documents. We'll submit it now." So a few days pass. I call in again to see whether it's alright because they've restricted the account. They've restricted the account until you have verified your identity and your business. Come in, they tell me the document's been rejected because there's no business address. I say I don't have a business address. This is a fully online business just for plushie making, please. And they said, okay, submit a written letter that says you don't have a business address. Actually, at first they told me, can you prove you don't have a business address? And I was just standing there like, how? How do I approve that a business address does not exist? How do I prove unexistence? And then they finally said, okay, send in a letter that says you don't have a business address. So I sent that in, waited a few days, called back in. They said, wait a bit longer, Tenny. You gotta be patient. And I said, okay, I'm sorry, I'll wait longer. Wait a little longer. Nothing happened. Still restricted. Call back in again. They tell me, oh, the documents were rejected. Can you submit it again? And I tried to ask, why were they rejected? So that I can avoid it being rejected again. They say, we can't tell you that and we don't know. I say, alright, I'll try submitting it one more time. They give me a case number, so that was nice. Call in again because the account is still restricted after so many days, past the waiting period that they told me. And the lady on the end, she tells me your account is permanently restricted. I just ask her why. Why is it restricted? And by then I had called in about 3 to 4 times already, so I was quite cross. Look, it's not the people on the phone's fault. They're just doing their job. But I had to be a little bit Karen in order to get things done. So I just kept asking her, why was it restricted? What can I do? Why was I not informed that it was permanently restricted? How do I solve this? And how do I make sure it doesn't happen again? And she was telling me over and over again that she couldn't do anything. And I think I wore her down. I was on the phone long enough with her. just asking like what can be done, how can I avoid this in future, until finally she said, why don't you try submitting the documents again? I'll submit it again to the correct people and that should help. And I have two mindsets. The first is I'm grateful that she's given me a solution. The second is, why didn't she just tell me that in the first place? Why did I have to spend so much time wasting both our times? Probably annoying her, annoying myself before she suddenly gives me a solution that wasn't there before. But you know what? That's done. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Let's wait a bit longer. Let's wait for it to happen. 3 days passed. Nothing happens. Another few days pass. Nothing happens. I call in one more time. I ask, please, what's going on? The person on the end says, sorry, submit it one more time. Bear in mind, it's the same document over and over and over again being submitted, being rejected. I don't know what else I can add to it. I'm just trying my best over here. I submit it and I don't hear back from them for another 3 to 4 days. I wait 7 days. I hear nothing back at all. Finally, I think to myself, you know what? I'm just gonna give up on PayPal. If PayPal is not gonna help me do this after tons of time calling into them, tons of times asking what can I do, because I'm willing to do like whatever they need of me. If they need whatever documents, I am willing to provide. I've been telling them sincerely, like, just tell me what to do. I'll do whatever needs to be done to get things verified. And I'm just done at this point. I just say to myself, like, I'll try one more time. If this doesn't work out, then I'll just cancel my PayPal. I'll delete my PayPal account. I won't even start a new one because I'm so done. And I tell the message. It was a messenger this time because I couldn't bother to call in. I didn't have the heart to talk to anyone. I messaged through them help center, and I said, hey, I have been through this ordeal for days now. I'm just checking in one more time. If there's anything that can be done. If not, please just delete this account. I can't do business here. And the person at the other end says, give me a few minutes. Asks me, have you submitted all these documents? And I say, yes, I have. Do you want to know the solution that finally gets my account lifted? Do you want to know what they told me to do in order to get my account finally unrestricted and able to accept people's commissions? So, I've been having this problem with PayPal where I couldn't really fill in all of the documents, but I sent them in and they told me that's fine. And I told the first time I came, I called in, I told them that, hey, the documents page seems to have a bit of issue. The page where I meant to put in all of my little details about myself, it doesn't go to a different page when I click the next button. They never said anything about it, so I assumed it was fine. This latest phone call, they tell me, can you clear your browsing history and then refresh and then everything should be fine? So I clear my browsing history. I refresh, I log out, I log back in like they tell me to. I click the enter in your details list page, whatever. I enter those details in, I refresh again. And it works! It works! They gave me the equivalent of, have you tried turning it on and off again? Have you tried restarting it? And I restarted it and it worked. And firstly, I'm very happy that it worked because now I can finally get back on commissions for people and start, asking if people would like commissions from me. But at the same time, I can't help but wonder if that was the problem from day one. If that was the problem for day one, and I just spent a whole month calling them in asking for help, when all I could have done is refresh the page, I I don't know. I like to believe that the document thing was important, that they did have to look at all my documents and get everything there. But there's a part of me that just wonders if maybe the refreshing was all they needed. I went through so much pain for 3 days straight, guys, just to get this all set up. And finally, at my limit, it comes through. So anyway, my PayPal's working now. Feel free to commission me for plushies. Ah, these sorts of things. No, maybe they're just meant to happen. The frustration is meant to make everything feel more worth it. I don't know if it does. I think I'm still in shock. I haven't had yet the ability to enjoy what has been reaped. But it's fine. At least it works. I am grateful that at least PayPal works now, and I am able to just have a handle on everything else. I know it's a bit hard to see the lines, but they're there, I assure you. Little wooden log lines. Most of them will be covered up anyway. The clothing might be sewn on, because just looking at it, it might slip off if it's too loose. So I might have the clothing be sewn onto the body. Hello Lemon, please don't advertise here. It's not nice. It's not a nice thing. I'm deleting that. I'm sorry, I don't like, one of my rules is no advertisements. Hi Yvonne. Okay, we got 1, 2, and 3 more lines to do. But yeah, that was my rant about PayPal. You will never hear me talk about PayPal from here on out. You will never need to hear me talk about PayPal ever again. From this point onwards, it's all fixed. I'm not gonna touch it further. I'm never gonna change it. It's gonna be the same. I'm not gonna do anything about it. Because the saga is over. The PayPal saga has finally concluded on a positive, if somewhat anticlimactic note. And now, it is behind me. It is in the past. We can move on, chat. Aren't you happy we can finally move on together? We won. We won by what cost? The cost of a few weeks of just calling in, wasting their time, wasting my time. I know now at least. If you have a problem with PayPal, maybe clear your cache and history and refresh, and that is probably gonna fix it. You're gonna save so much time and so much of the operator's time. At the same time, being somewhat of a Karen works, unfortunately. Don't be mean, of course, don't be rude to your customer service people, but sometimes when you're frustrated enough, just being annoying enough is the ticket to getting what you need to happen. I don't encourage you to be mean to service workers now. Be nice to them, but know where to put your foot down. Know where to be firm. Know where to tell them enough, please. I just need it done, or else. Let me cut this string so it's a bit even, or else it's gonna keep slipping out of the needle. So, aside from D&D and from plushie making, there is a third thing I wanted to ask you guys, because today I am full of questions for all of you. I wanted to ask, because of certain things that I have planned in the works, if you would be around to answer. What do you like about hanging out with Tene? What do you like about spending time here with me? And I know you all will be incredibly nice, but give me an honest answer. Oops. What do you like about the streams here? What do you like about the things that we do here? And Other things you wish would happen more often? Like D&D or gaming or art? Other things you don't like the choice in music. Everybody just starts shouting that they hate the music here. I promise it's not me, it's just a random playlist. And what's the one thing that you hope never changes over here? I'm gathering analytical feedback so that I can get it straight from the source and not need to do my own research. Because I can't say exactly what's happening. I still can't say what's going on, but it's all very exciting. Um, it feels like a new chapter's coming up, even though we're still on the first book, so we haven't really done too much at all. But it feels finally like we're getting out of the prologue. This entire time, this entire journey here has just been the prologue. Maybe it's been the prequel to a book. And I want to keep writing the story with you guys. And it feels as if we're finally getting to the first chapter of everything. And I'm so excited to read what happens next. I just love the comfy vibes and soothing yaps. Aww, thank you, Nyavon. I do want to I do want to do sometimes not soothing streams though, like gaming. You just see me get frustrated, but in a fun way. I never get I'll never rage. I'm sorry. You're never gonna catch me crashing out on stream. But I do wanna do more things with you guys, like gaming streams, and of course D&D. I've been talking about it so much. It's happening. It's happening. Okay, things are being planned. What else? Besides gaming and plushie making, drawing, art streams, of course. I wish to do with all you guys. And I really just want to interact with more people in general and learn to be more sociable and be friends with people and have us all grow together and look back on this long. I love imagining into the future. Thank you, creator. We're usually quite mellow here. Usually have very mellow chat sessions of plushie making as well. We're just turning VTubers into plushies. I'm glad you're having fun here. I hope we can see you around, then we can chat more, can hear more about you and your comics and everything that you do. But no pressure, okay? Sometimes people just pass each other by like ships in the night. And it was lovely for a little while. Also wax a lot of poetic poetry here. I'm a nerd. Yes, that is true. I feel like I get far more extroverted only when it comes to things like D&D. Or what else do I nerd out about? Isaac, the Binding of Isaac, maybe. I wanna be less shy with people, of course. I wanna, oops, I wanna have that friendship group, and I think I am slowly finding people. I don't want to disregard the current people that I've found and managed to start talking to. But I love fantasizing. I love maladaptive daydreaming into the future about all the things that could happen. And despite how paranoid and anxious I am in the present, hopefully, because for most streamers, I don't get to watch streams much because of time zones. Oh, I understand. I usually stream at this time. I have 2 dates where I stream much earlier for people in other time zones. But I stream a lot at this time, so hopefully we'll catch each other around. And just feel free to drop by whenever you want to. Never feel pressure. Everyone always comes in and says, "I'm sorry I missed this stream." But you don't be sorry. You took the time and effort to come out and chill with me anyway today. And you've got lives. I was gonna make a joke about Teddy doesn't have a life. But I think I am, slowly. I'm starting to have a life with both you and outside of you guys. And I'm really grateful for that. I'm happy to have that life. But yes, as I was saying, I am usually very socially anxious and paranoid. My mind likes to do all the weird stuff that minds do. But I also like daydreaming a lot about the future. And my daydreams are oftentimes a bit more optimistic than what I think about in my present. I like to fantasize and imagine, what it would be like being, of course, the dream of a VTuber, a full-time VTuber, being able to do this in the long run and not have to worry about anything, being able to attend conventions, and of course, I get a bit narcissistic. I like imagining people making merch of me and selling that. Does that be so awesome? Nah, thank you, Meteorite. We'll be the socially anxiety game together. I like that. I hope you dream of good things in the future too, Meteorite. All the fun things. Like again, getting merch made of yourself because you've managed to impress people so much. Having a good VTuber group to be part of, that you're all friends and you can play games both in and out of streaming. Being able to do D&D for a living, of course. And being able to talk with you guys. I always imagine far, far in the future. Even when, and I'm gonna say when, because I'm gonna promise myself that it will happen someday. Even when I have 100 viewers all at once. I still hope I get to see all you guys around. The OGs, the ones who were here before the blow up. Before the fame came and changed me. It's nice. It's fun to fantasize. I'm sure that if and when and should the time come, I will be freaking out instead of being this calm. I can be calm in my fantasies at least. I can imagine that I'll handle it all well. But should such exciting things happen, I think I will have a heart attack. Got no medical history of anything wrong with the heart. It's just gonna happen out of sheer anxiety. But I really do hope that if I work hard enough and I try hard enough and I just try to be like a decent human being, that it will all go well. And as I've always said, even if tomorrow somehow everything blows up, like in a bad way, if somehow everything blows up and I can never come back here as Tenny, at the very least, I will have all these nice memories of you guys. And I can cherish that till my last breath. And you know what? I'm glad that I tried. Although, I shouldn't be so pessimistic. I shouldn't start talking about, oh, I should be okay if the worst happens. The worst hasn't happened and isn't gonna happen. We're just gonna have the best time with one another. Okay? And speaking of time, where's my embroidery needles? I need to put this one back so I don't lose it. This used to have a lot more needles. I've broken some over the years, lost some. There's 3 left, and I've been holding at 3 for a long time. But yeah, we managed to embroider a few lines on the log. Good times are the best. I always think that as whether you're a VTuber, a content creator, or just living your best life, always cherish the good times. Even when bad times hit, you gotta be grateful that you had good times. How do you broke metal in soft fabric? Broke metal? Oh, sometimes when the thing is full of stuffing, or sometimes when you're trying to sew maybe a button or something and you bend it too far, it can break that way. That's why you gotta be careful with your needles. Don't push it further than you think they're able to go. I've broken enough needles to know not to push it. Luckily, I've never broken a needle in a plushie. Um, but you just want to be super careful. You never want sharp things in your plushies. Yeah, look, we got all the log lines. They're a bit harder to see on camera. They're very shiny. Thank you for the pat pat. But we got all the little log lines in, and this little chip. This little chip is in as well. Next time we come back to this plushie, hopefully I might do the base away. I might do the base on its own. We'll see how it goes. The branch I'll do on stream for you guys. I have 5 curved needles and somehow I still use somehow. Curved needles I think are better. I should get curved needles for these tough corners. I just haven't yet gotten around to it. I always see them in shops and I think, no, I don't think I need those. And then I come home and like, why did I get the curved needle? That would have been so much easier. Why are you so stubborn, Tenny? Maybe you did break one in a plushie, but I don't know and send it off before No, don't put that thought in my head. I promise you, I guarantee you. Every time before I send off a plushie, I always give them the squeeze test. I squeeze everywhere. I only ever have one sewing needle that I use, so that's the only one that's on a plushie at any time. The rest of my needles are bobble headed so that they can't be lost in a plushie. So at the very least, even if they break, I would know because the bobble would come off. But I promise you, I guarantee you, I will never ever leave a needle in a plushie for anybody that I send it to. That would be awful. I never want someone to get hurt while cuddling a plushie. Real nightmare maker right there. Exactly, Mark. That's a plushie maker's worst nightmare is leaving a needle inside. But yeah, I always squeeze test all my plushies. It's not the best way because if there is a needle, you're gonna get poked. But I would rather I get poked than somebody who gets my plushie gets poked. Stealing credit. Okay, but I think we're gonna call it here. Again, I'm sorry that today's shorter. I do want to get to doing 4-hour streams at the very least in future. But I'm paranoid about waking up early, so I'm gonna try my best to just go to sleep right after this. But let's pick somebody to raid first. And we will continue this plushie. This plushie will continue on stream. I think maybe 2 more streams for this boy, and then he'll be done. Okay, let's see. Who can we raid? I thought. This Tankos is on. Someone's playing Slay the Spire. Lucian is on. Rio is on. Rio does drawings. Now, I gotta say, Rio is very, very energetic. And she's amazing. She's got a lot of energy. But if you're looking for cozy streams, just take note. This is not really a warning, but an introduction. That Rio is very, very energetic, but she's also a very, very lovely person. And let's raid her because we haven't raided her in a long time. What should our raid message be? Ito. What did we do today? We did plushies. We talked about feet. What should our raid message be? Something about weird stuff. Ito. How about let's just do something like that. Cause I do miss raiding her. She's super, super tons of fun. So use that for whatever emotes. I'm bad at emotes and raid messages. Please do let them know Tenny's got off to sleep because Tenny is very worried and paranoid about waking up late tomorrow. If I do, you will see me in the Discord crying. But I'll let you know if I make it on time as well. But thank you so much for spending time with me today. It was lovely and I got to meet so many of you guys again from before and also a lot of new faces. I'm looking forward to the D&D sessions. I'm looking forward to everything. I'm looking forward to resting my voice. Okay, I'll let you guys. I'll let you guys go. Bye bye. Bye bye.